Hello everyone. This is the second video giving you news and updates on Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, my favorite game of this year coming out other than Watch Dogs, which is also made by Ubisoft. But back to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Some new news lets you follow up on the multiplayer, the new multiplayer gaming sessions, which is basically involving new ways to kill your enemy, new characters of course, but I'd like to say that the new characters look the most unique, the coolest out of all the characters, out of all the multiplayer characters, out of basically every single Assassin's Creed multiplayer game since Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, all the way to 3 and then now Black Flag. I'd like to say that Assassin's Creed 3 was a sneak peek at online flintlock pistols, which means that online you can unlock the ability to carry a flintlock pistol and kill an enemy from far away. Now, in this one, it's gonna start with you. It's basically gonna start you with the flintlock pistol at a low level. You're only gonna get one, and it's gonna be sort of useless, almost next to useless. But as you go up, it'll give you better flintlock pistols. It'll most likely give you the ability to carry more than one, which seems really cool to me. Now, I'd like to point, this is a topic that everyone is concerned with, that everyone is wondering about, which is, why did Ubisoft add the element of pirates to the Assassin's Creed universe now? And a lot of people are saying that it's because naval gameplay was so successful in Assassin's Creed 3, and I'd like to tell those people that they're wrong, because Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag were basically started on the same date and were being made at the exact same time. Which means that the idea of pirates was probably there in the very beginning. They were probably saying, hey, we should have one that takes place in the American Revolution, and we should have one that takes place a little bit earlier. But I have no idea why they decided to go back in time for this one instead of the usual forward in time every game. But whatever. You know what? It's cool. It's awesome. I love it anyway. But back to the other thing. Uh, I would say that the naval gameplay looks sort of suspiciously like Pirates of the Caribbean Online, which is, in my opinion, one of the worst games ever. It's ridiculous, but it looks a lot like that, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag naval gameplay. Not that I'm saying it's gonna be bad. It looks really cool. I love the fact that instead of in Assassin's Creed 3, where you had to, all you really had was like this little white line that you could aim at something and it would fire all the cannons, you can actually decide at what height you want the cannonballs to be at this time. You can, it's trajectory aim. You can decide at which distance, at which width at which you want the cannons to be fired at the other ship. And what's really cool, I think, and what's really my favorite part, is that in Assassin's Creed 3, there was a sneak peek look, now that I realize, at boarding ships. In Assassin's Creed 3, you were able to board ships on certain levels, but it was really rudimentary, and I didn't like it that much. It was sort of boring. But it's really cool to see now that you can do that with any ship in the Caribbean with the Jackdaw, Edward's ship that his friend Ottawally will help you obtain at one point in the game. Hopefully very early. But anyway, boarding, basically what you can do is destroy the flag of a ship, destroy the mast, and before, or if you want to destroy it, you can, but if you don't, if you want to board the ship, if you want to take what's on it, if you want to plunder the ship, you can actually decide how you want to board it, which means you can either be at a distance, jump in the water, and silently assassinate the entire ship, which seems sort of boring to me, or you can do the fun thing, which basically you can get up against the ship, you can rope over there, jump over there, guns blazing, or you can use the new 3D effect of the Assassin's Creed climbing, which looks great. The climbing has looked so much better since Assassin's Creed 3, the jumping, everything. It's so much smoother. But anyway, you can jump ship to ship, and then you can kill the captain by air assassinating him, and that would basically end the fight for you. But I'd rather go in there guns blazing, personally, because it's the most action. It's the coolest thing. It's the funnest thing to do for the ship. And the coolest part is that you can either take the ship, salvage the ship to repair yours if it was taking too much damage in the battle, or you can recruit members from that ship. So there's tons of options. There's so many options. It's so much more detailed in the new Assassin's Creed game. A lot more so than Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 3, I don't know. It was just the whole recruiting assassins thing was really boring in Assassin's Creed 3. It was so boring. It was so simple, and there wasn't much to it. And even calling your assassins to kill other enemies was pretty much useless in this one. Now, this is the first time that instead of having an assassin's crew, you have a crew. You have a pirate crew, and I think that's just awesome. But I would like to point out my second thing, second to last, that Assassin's Creed 3 was really short. You basically played as Haytham Kenway 2/4 of the game. You played as young Connor 1/4 of the game, and then the last quarter of the game you played as Assassin Connor, and it was just so short. Wasn't that fun for me. I'm not saying that Assassin's Creed 3 was bad. I'm saying it could have been better. Now, this is what I would also like to point out. Since Assassin's Creed 3 came out before Black Flag and they were both being worked on at the same time, Ubisoft had a chance to look at what people didn't like about 3 and change that in number 4, which means that anything you didn't like about number 3, the glitches, the gameplay, anything you didn't like is going to be fixed, is going to be updated in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. So I can promise all you fans out there that that is something to look forward to. That is something to basically have eyes set on. Now I will say that the new weapon management of the game, the new way to get out your weapons is way better than number 3. It's almost as if you had to pause the game in number 3 to pick out what weapons you wanted. As in number 4, there's just your average quick select like there was in the original Assassin's Creed games, such as number 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, which I am very happy about. Looking forward to it. Looks awesome. Now, the last thing that I would like to point out about Assassin's Creed 3 4 Black Flag is, again, on the multiplayer. There will be no naval multiplayer, gameplay, but on land, which is still cool. But I really am starting to think that they should spice it up a little bit more than they do. Which means it should be more detailed. There should be bigger maps than there are. I mean, I don't like to say it, but it's getting a little bit too much like Call of Duty with knives and flintlock pistols, especially since they've added the element of flintlock pistols. But it still looks amazing. The multiplayer still looks amazing. But I think the reason they didn't add naval multiplayer is because, again, it would have been a little bit too much like Pirates of the Caribbean Online. So there are things we're not looking forward to. There are things we are looking forward to. Y'all gotta look. All of you really have to look at it on terms of what's going to be best, not what's going to be worst. A lot of people want to see what the worst parts are about Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, so they have a reason to hate it. But it's kind of hard to, and I'm glad about that. It's really hard for people to say what they hate about it, because there's just so much good about the game. There's so many new things about it that are great, especially the character, Edward, which I'll get a little bit more detailed with him in my next video. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching if you did. If you didn't, please subscribe. Please watch my videos. This is, it's just basically a good way to look at what's new in the Assassin's Creed universe. Thank you if you did watch. Goodbye, everyone.